Hey YouTube, I just wanted to let you know that the following video you are about to watch is actually a part of the Creatrix live series happening over on Instagram. We started this 5-week-long live series in celebration of the next cohort of my signature group coaching program known as Embodied Creatrix. This program is 12 weeks long. It is for women visionaries who are ready to live a soul-aligned life that turns them on so that they can make the impact they know they're here to create. So it starts with getting clear on our values and vision, doing the mindset work to own our desires, doing the mindset work to show up for our dreams, right? We do all of this through, again, deep mindset, pleasure, clarity, strategy, and execution. So this is deep work that happens over a 3-month-long period in community, in a container with other driven, visionary women. And so in celebration of this next iteration of my program starting August 30th, I wanted to give people sort of a sneak peek of the kind of work that we do in the full program, give everyone a feel for the kind of content that we unpack therein. And so that's why we're doing this 5-week-long live series. So we're dropping juicy, delicious, actionable content. So whether you're interested in the full program or not, you will get served. You will find tools and information to support you in owning your desires and showing up for your dreams and executing on your vision. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities for winning Creatrix related prizes and giveaways. So if you want to participate live, I highly recommend you come find us on Instagram. All the relevant links to learn about the program, to find me on Instagram and participate live is down below, and I can't wait to see you there. The title of today's episode of the Creatrix Live series is The Biggest Mistake We Make in Taking Action on Our Dreams. And I really want to break this down for you because it's something we all do. It's something I still work through on my own self. Again, it isn't about arrival. It's about finding cultivating processes that help us use our awareness and use our discernment to catch ourselves doing these things faster so that we can move through them, so that we can take appropriate aligned action to solve for them, so that we can continue to show up for our dreams in ways that feel good, right? Because that's the whole point. As creators, as creatrixes, the whole point of creating a life you love is having a good time doing it. It's having fun along the way. It's cultivating the personhood of someone who, is optimistic or has joy or feels successful no matter what, right? That it's kind of whatever that is for you, kind of insert your desired experience there. But it's not just to achieve the result or the outcome. It's to have a good time doing it. It's to feel good while creating. Isn't that right? So again, this mistake, I guess you could call it, is something that, again, I find myself still doing, and I'm cultivating my processes for working around this, but it's something I see all the time in working with people. And so it really is something that needs to be addressed. Real quickly, before I break it all down for you, I want to just briefly remind you guys that the whole reason we're throwing this Creatrix Live series is in celebration of Embodied Creatrix, which is my signature 12-week group coaching container. We are starting on August 30th. If you've caught one of these Creatrix episodes before, then you know that we're doing a giveaway. We are raffling away a full ride spot into the actual program. And I'm also giving you guys a lot of different opportunities to get your hands on some discount codes. So we already have a few women signed up for the program already. And again, we only start in just a few weeks, and you can get your hands on some discount codes by booking a free call with me and or sharing these Creatrix Live series replays, the IGTV replays. If you want all of the instructions, all of the giveaway instructions, I don't want to run through them right now, go check out the Creatrix stories highlight I have, and there's a whole snapshot of the giveaway sort of guidelines and instructions for how you can get your hands on Creatrix related goodies through sharing these IGTV replays. But really, the quickest way to get your hands on a discount is to just book a free call with me. This isn't like a sleazy sales call. The free call is actually a whole like session. Call it the Soul Synergy session. And there's a whole questionnaire you fill out prior, so we can actually like talk about what it is you need support through, so that you can get personalized attention and work through wherever it is you're feeling stuck in your creation process, okay? So not only is it free, you get personalized one-on-one support, and if the program is a good fit for you, you also get the coupon, right? And you guys, you really want to get your hands on the price that's happening right now, because it's the early bird price, and if you get a coupon, it's an even deeper discount on top of the already discounted price, right? Okay, so go check out the story highlights, the Creatrix story highlights, to see all the giveaway guidelines if you want to participate. Otherwise, you guys, let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of today. So again, the topic is biggest mistake we make in taking action on our dreams, okay? And here it is. When whatever it is we're creating or manifesting or working towards, right? Our desires, dreams, and goals. When the vision doesn't start manifesting or actualizing, or it's not panning out in the way we thought it would, that could be a timing issue, right? It's taking longer, or it could be it just looks different than the way we envisioned it or the way we imagined it, right? When that starts to happen, what we tend to do is make ourselves wrong for it. We make ourselves wrong for it. It tends to be something like like I'm unworthy of this dream or desire, and that's why it's not happening. That's why it's not solidifying. That's why it's not coming, right? Or I'm incapable of manifesting and creating, or I'm not ready to hold or have this thing, or I'm undeserving, or whatever it is for you, take a minute to actually connect to that. Take a minute to actually connect to when things don't pan out the way I envision them or within my preferred timing. What's the go-to thing? Is it worthiness? Is it, capability? What's the thing that I sort of revert to? How do I end up making myself wrong in that situation, right? Just kind of hold your awareness there for a second. So when we start to make ourselves wrong for whatever reason it is for you, kind of that story that plays out in our heads, right? If we indulge that story, we start taking action from that place, in desperation, right? We start taking action from, sorry, my hair is really bugging me. We start taking action from that space, in desperation, where our action comes from that it's not working, or I'm doing it wrong, or I'm not doing it right? So we don't want to take action from that place. That's the biggest mistake we can make. And listen, this is really important, so listen up. Taking action from that place doesn't mean that you can't get results. You could absolutely still get results in taking action from that space of it's not working, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing it right. The results can still happen. The results can still come in. The outcome can still show up. Okay? But we don't want that. Deep down, your soul isn't craving that, because it's not just about the outcome or the result or the thing. Most of the time, let's be honest, right? Most of the time, it's a deeper issue, right? And that's what this whole Embodied Creatrix program is about, right? Pursuing our desires and dreams in the way we want to experience them. We don't want to have the thing come, have the thing land, and still be in that I'm unworthy, I'm undeserving, it's not working, even, because this has happened for probably most of us, whether we're kind of aware of it or really connected to it or not. But have you ever achieved a goal or had a thing come and you still didn't feel good enough? You didn't even feel good enough to have it once it got there, right? So I just want to make it clear that you can still have all the results if you hustle, right? Hustling isn't the problem. You can still meet your goals. You can still achieve your dreams. You can still like hit all your goals and desires and have the results you want. But if we're not cultivating the personhood, right? Meaning like the mindset and the feeling state, right? And like the personal skills to manage our thoughts and our beliefs, and to trust ourselves even when things don't feel like they're working, to trust ourselves and our cooperation and co-creation with the universe, even when, you know, we don't feel worthy, we're just like deciding that we're worthy anyway, right? You know, like cultivating that personhood is the real transformation that most of us are craving, like on a soul level. And so the biggest mistake we can make is taking action on our dreams from that space, not because it won't give us the results we want, as far as outcome is concerned, but it's not going to give us the results we want long-term on a sustainable level, personhood wise, right? So we all want the outcome, we want the result, but we want to feel good getting there, and we want to be able to hold it and have it and create sustainable creation processes for future things, right? And that's the personhood cultivation part, and that's what we do in Embodied Creatrix, okay? So I need a sip of something. Coffee. I've been so busy this morning, I'm still drinking my coffee, and it's like, it's afternoon now. Or it's at least very close to being noon. Anyways, I digress. So does that make sense, you guys? So again, like I asked you just a minute ago, like when things start to like when things start happening, but they're not happening the way we want, whether it's like timing, like our dreams aren't happening in the timing we want, or, you know, they're starting to like look a little different than the way we imagine them, and we're like, oh God, I'm doing it wrong. It's not working. Like, what is the thing you revert to? Is it unworthiness? Is it that you're undeserving? Is it that you're incapable? Like, you know, like what is your thing? And that's the thing that you really want to be solving for when this happens, okay? So here's the solution, right? We have to create separation between us and the vision, right? Because when we start taking action from that space of it's not working, we start searching outside of ourselves for the thing that's going to make it all work, that's finally going to make it all click, right? We like start looking for the magic pill or the perfect 3-step formula, right? We like take the next course, or we take the next program, or we like buy the next book or podcast, or like whatever it is, and we start searching, and we're trying to solve for the wrong problem. We're like trying to find the thing that's going to make it all happen, when really what's needed in that moment is to just serve ourselves. It's to show up for ourselves, and to the best of our ability, like solve for the mindset issue, so that when we're taking action, it actually feels good and it feels aligned, and we're working on that personhood cultivation that we just talked about, right? So in order to do that, you do have to create like a degree of separation between you and your vision, right? And your vision could be anything, right? Your vision could be like a relationship, like building a business, creating more joy in your life, like whatever your vision is when it comes to creating a life you love, you have to create a degree of separation. So in doing that, in separating it, you get to show up for you and for yourself and for your well-being, so that you can show up and serve the vision, right? Because what happens when we get into that like hustle mode, and we start spreading ourselves thin, trying to do all the things, hoping that one of them will be the thing that actually makes it all work, that actually makes it all click and manifest and actualize, and we start consuming and searching outside of ourselves, we're putting all of our energy and effort outside of ourselves, right? And we're like reaching and we're sort of setting our own personal human needs aside, our needs for like feeling worthy and feeling belonging and feeling capable. We sort of shove all that aside and start solving for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So what we really need in those moments is to solve for us. It's to solve for the mindset and the feeling state to the best of our abilities with the resources we have. This doesn't mean that we magically go from not feeling unworthy or not feeling capable to 100% fully worthy and capable. It just means that we move the dial even if it's just 1 degree closer to feeling worthy or capable or whatever, right? We do the mindset work and the feeling state work and that inner self work to move the needle there, to show up and serve ourselves, so that we can show up and serve the vision in a way that feels good and pursue our dreams and desires in the way we want to experience them, not from that it's not working, I'm not good enough state, right? Okay. So, solving for the feeling state, solving for our mindset, that's the first thing. And that's how we create the degree of separation, is we don't make us inherently wrong when the creation process doesn't happen the way we thought it would, right? We don't make ourselves inherently wrong for that. Really, we're inherently worthy. We're creator beings. We're capable. We're deserving. We're qualified to create a life we love, whatever that looks like. And because of that, we enjoy creating, right? It's not the outcome that determines our worth as creators, because we're creating all the time, whether we're doing it consciously or not. Like that's part of my belief system, is that as aspects of the one energy, or as fractals of the creator or creator energy or essence, like we too carry that inherent quality as creators. So we're creating all the time, whether it's unconscious and sort of on autopilot, or whether it's really conscious effort into creating a life we love, right? We're creating all the time. So it's not the thing landing or the dream actualizing that actually determines us as creators. We're that already. And that's why we want to create, and that's why we want to build our dreams, and that's why we want to pursue our desires, right? And so the degree of separation, again, is not making ourselves inherently wrong or flawed when our creation process isn't panning out the way we want. We actually solve for that mindset, for the feeling state. We go, okay, wait a minute. My brain's doing that thing where it's telling me that I'm not worthy of this desire, but like, I decide that I am, because I'm a creator being. And if that desire was placed on my heart, then it's part of my creator process. And that means it's meant for me. And that means like I just get to let go of the hows and whys and do the best that I can to pursue my desires and dreams in the way that I want to experience them. And it's that simple, right? Again, it doesn't have to be like a 0 to 100 shift in my mindset and feeling state. I don't have to go from feeling unworthy to feeling 100% worthy for it to work. It's just that cultivating that personhood process is just doing to the best of my abilities with the resources I have, focusing my intention on my agency to feel good, right? To reframe my thoughts, to have that little mini conversation with myself, and then maybe to go take action in a way that feels good, to do something that serves me, right? To sort of help anchor that mindset shift or that thought reframe, right? I had a thought, and I hope it comes back to me because I feel like it was important. I was just going to speak a little bit more to the fact that we can't control the how and the when. Really, our agency is in this personhood cultivation of setting our intention, deciding on our vision, signaling that to the universe through our aligned action, right? Through setting those goals and those milestones and showing up to serve those. And then also, trying to do it in a way that feels good for us, right? Pursuing our desires and dreams in the way we want to experience them. That's where our agency lies. Like, that's it. That's the creation and manifestation process. That's how you co-create with the universe. The universe handles the hows and the wins. That is not where you have control. The control really is in that personal agency, that personhood cultivation, right? And so when we can really understand that that's where our agency lies, and so that's where we really place our energy, everything changes. We get to release the hows and wins to the universe, and we just show up for us so that we can show up and serve the vision and be that powerful co-creator with the universe, all right? So let's see. Let me just check my notes real quick and see if there's anything else. Yeah, so this personhood cultivation that I keep talking about, again, it's what we actually practice in Embodied Creatrix. Again, that's what our soul is really craving. It's that like personal development, that self-trust, that like what we might call real partnership, true partnership with the universe or with spirit or with soul. It's that ability to trust our creation process, even when we don't feel fully worthy, even when, you know, the timing isn't what we wanted in our creative process, even when we run into challengers or we run into blocks, or, you know, I don't know, the world's a big place. Sometimes shit just goes wrong, shit that we couldn't plan for, right? It's trusting the creative process during all of those things. Like, that's the personhood we're cultivating, so that we can actually feel good to the best of our abilities while we're creating, instead of sitting in that lack of, I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna figure this out, I'm not worthy, it's not working, it isn't meant for me, right? Because again, we can still have people, there are people who are amazing at achieving goals, but they live miserable lives. They're unhappy. They have all the things. They've manifested all the things, but they're still unhappy. And it's because it's not about the outcome. It's not just about the outcome. It's not just about the result, right? It's about the person you become on the journey to actualizing the result, you see? So that's why this is so, so, so important. And so this is why we have to, again, create that degree of separation. Like, I am not my vision. My vision is an extension of me, but showing up for me and solving for where I have agency, right? Solving for my mindset, for my feeling state to the best of my abilities with the resources I have, even if I'm just getting 1 degree closer to that personhood I'm aiming for, to being the person I want to be in this moment, in the midst of this challenge, right? Sorry, I had a text come through and it kind of distracted me. Like, that's what we're aiming for, is that piece. And when we can do that, it really makes it so much easier to like have fun while we're creating, and to let go of the hows and whys, the hows and the wins, right? And just let our creation process be just a little bit simpler and a little more full, like, let there be more ease, and let there be more joy, and let ourselves just like be the person we want to be right here, right now, instead of waiting for the thing to happen, right? Instead of waiting for the dream to like solidify or actualize. Because what happens if we don't work on that personhood part, the thing lands, the dream gets there, and we can't hold it. Like, energetically, because that personhood piece isn't there, we can't hold it. It doesn't feel sustainable. It doesn't feel good to have, because we still don't feel worthy of it, right? Or we still don't feel deserving of it, or like we can handle it. So it really is that personhood journey on the way to the thing that allows us to create in a way that feels good, to create a life we love. And when we can do it once, and we sort of like see ourselves in that process, then we can do it again and again. It becomes a repeatable process. And, obviously when it comes to creating different things in our lives, like, there's always going to be nuance there. But when we've seen ourselves do it once and go through that process of working on that mindset, and working on those inner shifts, and working on those beliefs, and working on our emotional alchemy and our ability to really choose what it is we want to experience, again, to the best of our abilities with the resources I have. It's not an all or nothing thing. It's just being willing to move the needle 1 degree, right? That's when everything changes. That's when everything shifts. So, I'm sorry, guys, that text message totally distracted me. So, let's see, is there anything else I want to say? I think about it like this sometimes, like this personhood cultivation and separating myself from the vision, right? Not making myself inherently wrong when the vision isn't panning out the exact way I thought it would. It's kind of like, okay, I need to go tend to myself real quick, so that I'm not ruining the relationship I have with the vision or with the universe as a co-creator, right? So I think of it like that sometimes. Like, if every time me and my partner, if every time me and my husband had some sort of argument or challenge, or like we saw things differently, I was like, this isn't working, like, I don't know, like, You know what I mean? Like, you're fucked up, I'm fucked up, one of us is like, got this wrong, like, this isn't it, like, we can't do this. Like, do you know how terrible that would feel? Or think about it in reverse. If someone did that to you, if your partner or a friend like did that to you, right? Part of maintaining a healthy relationship is maintaining your own boundaries and having like your own processes for self-care and showing up for you so that you can show up and serve the relationship. And so it's kind of like that separation between us and our vision as a creatrix or as a creator being. And so, yeah, when we're feeling that way, you know, it's not a good time to like take action. It's not a good time. Sometimes it's not even a good time to have like the conversation right then and there when we're in that emotional charge, when we're in the heat of that like despair or desperation, right? We have to go tend to ourselves so that we can show up in the way we want to show up and take action in the way we want to take action, not from that desperation or lack of it's not working space, right? So, again, remember I asked you a little while back to think about what it is that is your kind of like go-to thing when the vision isn't panning out the way you wanted. What's your go-to kind of like it's not working or I'm not good enough or like whatever that is for you. The next step in our solution sort of actionable content today is like what does make you feel XYZ, whatever it is for you, capable, successful, impactful, like worthy, you know, whatever. Go do a little bit of that. Like that's the action you should be taking, is the action for serving yourself and that self-care, right? It's solving for that mindset and that feeling state and working on those beliefs. Because when you're there and you're feeling good, or you're feeling at least better than the dark hole you were in, taking action on the vision is just going to be that much more easy, right? It's going to feel that much more flowy and like aligned. Even if it isn't at 100% flow and 100% alignment, it's just going to be that much easier. And that's the personhood work, right? That's cultivating the systems and processes to manage our energy and shift our energy to the best of our abilities with the resources we have so that it feels that much better, right? And the more we practice that, the more we make progress in that area, the more we get better at doing that thing, and then the more it becomes repeatable. And so whatever challenges or situations come, we've been practicing those systems and processes that work for us for managing our energy, for allowing ourselves to feel the feeling and be human and have the whole experience, but not make ourselves wrong for it, right? We're not making ourselves wrong for having those thoughts and feelings. Because again, we can manifest all the results we want even from that state. It just doesn't feel good, right? So you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, think about what are some activities or some situations that you can partake in that actually do make you feel the way you want to feel, like worthy or capable or whatever it is for you, and start there. Do a little bit of that. You know, for me, my go-to things are venting to a friend. I have like 2 people that like are people that I can really like just say, hey, I need to talk this out because I'm feeling shitty or I'm feeling a kind of way, and I know if I just get it off my chest, I'll release the charge and I'll feel better. And that's mindset work. Like that's working on my mindset and my feeling state, right? It doesn't have to look the way we think it is supposed to look, right? Or I'll go dance my heart out, or listen to, I have a playlist that serves me in this capacity, right? Or I'll go journal. Like it could be whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to look perfect or look spiritual or be, you know, I think of mindset work and inner communion work as something that's really expansive. It's just somehow showing up to serve those human needs for belonging, worthiness, whatever it is, through our feeling state, right? Through creating an actual experience where we can feel that emotion or feel that felt sense to a degree, right? To the best of our abilities with the resources we have, and work on reframing those thoughts and reframing those beliefs and going, okay, even if I don't feel fully worthy, like I know that I am, and I choose to act from that space to the best of my abilities with the resources I have, all right? I feel like a broken record saying that, but it's true, because I think sometimes we take it into this like black and white, like 0 to 100, it has to be like, otherwise it's not good enough. And 1 degree, just 1 degree of feeling better or feeling good is all it takes, because 1 degree over time is a real transformation. And honestly, it might just be that figuring out this process for yourself maybe only moves the needle 1 degree in that department. But like the more you do it, the more your nervous system is gonna map to that. Like you're building new pathways for yourself, so that every time like you think that thought when shit isn't going the way you want it to, and then you catch yourself and your brain goes, oh, remember, even when we're not feeling worthy, we're deciding that we are and that we get to have this thing, and we don't have to worry about the hows or the whys. We just have to show up for ourselves, and so that we can show up for the vision, right? Like reframing all of that, your nervous system is going to be like, oh yeah, this is how we do this, right? Oh yeah, and then we go do something that makes us feel good, right? Feel good to the best of our abilities with the resources we have. And so it's like we're building those neural pathways so that that just gets easier, and the body just responds. Like your emotional body is just going to respond to that better and better and better, right? So if 1 degree is the only, if 1 degree of feeling better is all that you have, celebrate that shit like it's like it's 100. Seriously. And just let it be that easy, that you're just gonna move the needle 1 degree at a time. And I guarantee like maybe it'll be like 1 degree the first few times, and then it's like 5, and then it's like 10. It's exponential growth there when we really like allow ourselves to do the work this way, okay? So that is your homework, is think about when shit starts to go south, or when things don't pan out the way I thought they would in the timing I wanted them to. What's my go-to, like, it's not working feeling, and how do I solve for that? How do I reframe thoughts and feelings there? How do I think the thoughts I want to feel instead? That it is working, that I am worthy, that I am capable, that I am ready, that this isn't a reflection on me as a person. It's just me figuring out my creative processes. It's just a moment to surrender the hows and whys to the universe, because that's not even in my control anyway. And where I do have control is in my feeling state and in my mindset. And that's what I can solve for, because that is what is my responsibility in this partnership with my vision, in this relationship with the universe. So that's what I'm gonna go do, right? So hitting that mindset, hitting the, sorry, the next part of your like homework is actually building out the thoughts that you want to have, so that you can think the thoughts you want to think with regard to that, and thinking about what are those activities. What are those like activities that you can partake in, or what actions can you partake in that are actually going to help serve that feeling state and mindset shift to the best of your abilities with the resources you have, so that you can show up for you and get yourself served, so that you can show up and co-create with the vision, right? So that's what I have for you guys today. Honestly, so good. So good. I would highly recommend saving this and like rewatching it, because it's just, again, it's something I still work on and probably will forever, you know what I mean? It's just, but I'm, you know, like the process is so much different for me now. Like where I was 2 years ago and where I am now is an entirely different person in my like experience, with regard to this personhood kind of cultivation, with regard to like my harnessing and trusting my creatrix energy, and not making myself wrong for anything really, for any time something doesn't pan out the way I thought I would. It's just trusting that it's all working, that I know where my agency lies, and I know how to show up for me so that I can continue to show up and co-create with the vision, right? And it's just completely changed the way I relate to myself, the way I relate to my vision, the way I relate to the world, and the way I relate to challenges and engage all of those things. And that's the transformation that I really want other people to experience, and that's why I created Embodied Creatrix, all right? So again, that full program starts August 30th. It's 12 weeks. That's 3 months together. That's 90 days of doing this kind of work on a regular basis. It's sort of like an intensive, or like a, there's another word that I want, like a, I don't know, it's like an intensive, right? Because it's 90 days of work where we like really go hard on this stuff so that we can make it stick, so that we can actually see the process, you know, unfold and start to cultivate our own personal processes for this work. Instead of just learning about it, about how to do it, we're gonna actually practice doing it, right? On a personal level. And so there are modules each week followed by group coaching calls each week so that we can all journey together, but you can get individualized kind of support in the group coaching calls. And so again, we're not just learning about it, we're like actively doing it in those 90 days together. And some people say that 90 days is what it takes to start really solidifying and anchoring new habits. And so that's kind of the reason behind the length of time. It's an intensive, it's a container, and we're going hard in on the work in that time frame to create those new habits, to solidify those new processes and systems that we have for ourselves so that we can show up for our dreams and create a life we love and pursue them in the way that we want to experience them and feel good and have more joy and have more ease and have more pleasure and have more self-trust and all the things, right? So early bird pricing ends August 15th. Again, if you want to get your hands on one of those discount codes, book a free call with me. It's a full session. We can work through everything or anything that you're needing assistance on right now in your creation process, whether that's clarity, whether it's mindset work, whether it's building an action plan, anything of the like. And you can get yourself served, get your hands on a discount code, and get in at this early bird rate plus extra discount, right? So book a free call with me. Even if you don't want the program, these free calls are just free calls that I offer. So even if you're not a fit for the program, go ahead and book a free call anyway and get yourself served. It's just something that lights my soul on fire that I love to do for people. And so I'm more than happy to support you. All right, that's what I have for you guys today, and I will see you next Tuesday for the next episode of the Creatrix live series. And feel free to DM me if you have any questions regarding this video, and I will see you on the internet streets. Mwah, 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 mwah.